YouTube? Varric here. So we're here to showcase the Silver Surfer one last time. I think this is about as good as I'm going to get the build. I had a couple people ask to see some high density maps, so I did make 2 high density maps that we're going to try out. I already showed how it does in the kind of tier 3s, harder maps. Let's just do some easier ones. I got a sewers to run and I got a Bastion Keep to run. So without further ado, let's check it out. Let's go through the build real quick and I'll show you everything I have now, and then we'll do some maps. So just to go through, here's our +3 Azarath. I did put 2 holes in this, so I was pretty psyched on it. Just 2 very good ED min-max jewels. So yeah, nice piece. You've probably seen this, the +3 Steel Shade. I actually bought this 2-socket with 1515 all res, increased attack speed, jewels already in it. So this is a really cool piece. Probably one of my best things I bought early on. Amulet, also a very nice, good thing I bought. Did not make this, but this hit. Cannot be frozen and +1 with some sweet all res. So very, very nice piece. Just got this yesterday, very stoked on this. I know you guys have probably seen previously I was using the Exile, and I just wanted to maximize damage, and the Joust cooldown reduction is actually very nice. So I just threw another very good ED min-max jewel in this. You can see it's 14 to 15 damage, and it was about 35 ED. So this was, I think, 193 base, and I hit the 2 sockets. So this is also a very nice box that I hit, so pretty stoked on it. Mermans, just because I want speed, so this was a pretty sweet find. 75 faster run walk. These are my zoomers, so you always need some go fasters in your boot slot, so we like that. Wisp projector, definitely something I can upgrade eventually. Just haven't gotten around to it. So again, like I said in the intro, sort of minor adjustments that need to be done. So this is probably the most major of the minor adjustments. So I'll get a better one of this eventually. You've probably all seen this. This is the one I found and slammed, so I was pretty stoked on this super early on the season. Haven't really changed this belt slot, and I just love that it's all black here, so kind of a nice look. Volcathos with faster run walk. Definitely won't upgrade this. I like this piece. Won't be changing it. And Drax with increased attack speed. Also won't be upgrading this. This is a very nice find. I bought this, just rolled good everywhere, and I need that increased attack speed to hit my 75% breakpoint for Zeal. Charms are just some random all reses with some mods on them. So I was able to get some max damage with some mods on them. So you can see I'm full capped on res. You can see here as well, full capped on res, perfectly even at fire and poison, with hitting some nice breakpoints. FHR, so we're hitting the 48 breakpoint with 50, and as you can see again, faster run walk is 101. So we're doing well there, hitting some breakpoints. Here's the Annie, nice Annie. I bought this, and a nice torch. I bought this as well, super early on. On swap, we got a CTA hitting 6.5. This is my first roll, so I was pretty stoked on it. And one of my old failed P boxes, so I bought this +1 and then failed the P box. I just figured I'd throw it on swap. I'm sure I could get a +3 lidless just to get some faster cast rate. Shouts quicker off, but yeah, haven't worried about that just yet. Probably just wait until I find one. I forget if I showed the skillers, but here's the skillers. 1 faster run walk just to hit over 101. So I just wanted to hit that. So we're fine. We're about 2k HP unbuffed. Mercenary, found and slammed this. This could probably also be a +2 with a box. So I don't think the 2 box is really all that necessary. Like you can see, I just have a P gem and an all res jewel. So whatever, I could probably just buy a +1 failed box and just put an all res jewel and be just fine with it. Asylum, doesn't matter what this rolls. This is just going to roll fine. We have a Spirit Shroud Ghost Armor. So this hit +2, and I actually had a spare box, and I was kind of just not caring about boxes at the time, so I just boxed this and actually hit the box. So I was pretty stoked. Again, just all res and or Umrune and the P gem for some extra magic find. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Let's see where I am. Just sell this while we're sitting here. I actually found and slammed these, so we got some go fasters for him too. So these rolled F. I was bummed at first. I was like, wait, I'll just throw him on the mercenary. So he's nice and speedy too. We're both the Zoomy boys, so he's catching up with me pretty well. Just a random string of ears because he doesn't need the IS, so he's hit breakpoint as it is. Right, as you can see, 125. So just putting some tankability on him. So I could probably throw over Dungos eventually on him. This is what I found and slammed. I threw it on him. So maybe I'll get him a Dungos for some extra life. Although I don't think he benefits from the extra life from Dungos because it's versatility, and mercenaries do not have versatility, I don't think. Yeah, they do not. Thank you. All right. And then lastly, the gloves are just some random Eth ones I found and threw them on them. So yeah, I'm sure I could find a better like plus life or all res or something like that for him. So yeah, I know I said this is final showcase, and there's some upgrades I can make for him, but for the most part, he's fine and not worried about it. Is that all I wanted to show? I think so. I could have sworn there was like one more thing I wanted to look at. Oh, just some gearing alternatives. So I do have some extra pieces. I'm not going to go through my whole like bossing setup, but what I will show is I have this as well for when a map slams. Actually, I have one right here. So when it slams like negative cast and attack speed, what I'll usually do is just stick this Azurath on there. I actually bought this. Somebody had P-boxed this for 2 after hitting the IS Slam, and I bought it for not too bad. And then I just threw some random like 40 ED jewels in it that I had sitting around. So yeah, I'll usually throw that on if I hit negative attack and cast speed, just because I don't feel like sitting there with a lower breakpoint sacrifice. So I'll throw that in there just to use. I think that's all I really changed gearing alternative wise. I'll also say that I tried many different iterations of this build and found the +1 to be the best in all slots. So I actually have a 3-socket steel carapace here that I had some pretty big min-max jewels in, ED min-max, just because I hadn't found this at the time, and I had some runes to spare, so I had made a nice 3-socket. I also bought a 4-socket Azurath and threw some ohms in it. So yes, I'm obviously wasting some serious runes with this build. But when you don't have any other character and you're grinded to 99, you find a lot of shit and you sell a lot of stuff. So obviously I had some runes to spare. And was able to sell the 4-socket Azurath, obviously, because that thing is burning on the market. I'm sure I could sell this eventually too. But yeah, if you're wondering the gearing alternatives, +1 with 2-socket is the best way to do it. I'm currently at 52, 52 sanctuary buffed. So I'm hitting that extra 1% pierce. So I have 31 pierce and big old magic damage. So you can see my charge is 13 to 15k, and that's awesome. I just realized. So I just socketed this jewel into my Alma Negra, and I was at 13 to 14k beforehand. So that's actually pretty exciting. I'm at 15k now. So I like to see that. So that's really cool. Let's see what my sacrifice is at. 12 to 14. Yeah. So that's really nice. We're feeling really strong. So all right. That's probably longer of a rundown you needed. Let's just get into some maps and we'll crush them real quick and then get out of here. So we'll start with the tier 1. You can see it's got just a little bit increased life, but not a big deal. And this is actually the quick one. So we're at 1320. What I usually tell people, and I don't really care about timer, what you want to do with these sewers for these tier 1s when you try to do them for speed, basically you just want to do them within the time of your shout, right? So if you do them within the time of your shout, that basically means 5 minutes. So you're essentially doing it under 5 minutes. Now I'm going to try to loot. I don't loot a whole lot. You know, you'll see I leave a lot of stuff on the ground. Basically all I'm looting now is our small charms, runes that I may want, obviously high runes, and P gems that I may want just for crafting purposes. You may see me leave like one mob. I don't really, I don't really find it beneficial anymore to like go for that one single mob. I'm not too worried about it. But the nice thing about Alma Negra is you can really, really increase your speed with the multiple jousts you have. So if you actually look in the bottom right corner, you'll see the cooldown of Joust is very quick. You see it go red, and then as soon as it stops going red, it means it's ready to use. So I can actually Joust quicker than this. Usually it's like, when I'm jumping pack to pack, it's usually like 1, 2, 3 sacrifices, and then Joust. You can even do it. I think it might even be 2. Nah, 3. So yeah, why only small charms? At this point, knowing the market, knowing how grand charms roll, really the only thing you're gonna get that's worth anything is like 35 plus life skillers, and really they're not gonna sell for more than like a Vex, and that's for like the popular classes. Like, yeah, if I got a 40 life skiller, it's gonna sell for maybe like a high rune. But it's so rare. I haven't seen a single 40 life drop this whole season. I've seen some like mid 30s, and like I said, you could probably get a Vex, you could probably get Golist for it. But first world problem is just not really worth it to me anymore, and I'd rather just have good clear speed. And at the same time, the more Grand Charms you pick up, if you pick up like 10 in a map, you're going to have to like look in your inventory, identify them all, drop them all. So again, it's just not worth it to me. I'd rather just do maximize clear speed. Same thing goes for jewels. I don't pick up jewels anymore. I'm so tired of picking up jewels, man. The amount of jewels I've picked up in relation to the amount of like actual good sellable jewels I've had, I literally have not sold a single jewel this expansion, other than rare jewels. I might have sold 2 rare jewels, but never sell blue jewels. So it's just, again, not worth it to me. Not worth my time. And I'm so tired of breaking down jewels. I already have like 10 stacks of 50p jewels that I just have, honestly, and I've given away about half that. I just don't, I'm not interested in selling them. I'm not interested in whatever. I don't craft that much, and if I do need a craft, I'm just going to buy what I need. Again, it depends on the season, but it really does. There really is kind of a pro and con of like, should I actually waste the time to pick this stuff up, or am I actually getting more value out of just having quicker clear speed, right? So if I, over the length of time of picking up 50 jewels to break down into jewel fragments, am I actually just, the length of time that took, is it quicker to just kill more density and maybe get, a Mal rune, which is what 50 jewel fragments is going to sell for, so again, I think in this situation, clear speed is just more important. So we're getting near, yeah, so we're done. I forget where I started, but as you can see, I still have my buffs, so that must have been like a 5-minute run. We did pick some stuff up. Look it up real quick. No, that's not really worth. Obviously not worth. That's only a +3. I've been waiting to get a +5 to roll from my buddy because he refuses to wear a freaking plague bearer. He's still wearing a grief as a rabies druid. I'll convince him eventually. All right, so that was that. Just dumping our stash. I think I accidentally fat fingered a rejuve there. All right, so let's do stone. Let's do the Bastion Keep, and we'll actually do this for time. We'll see what we can get it in. Bastion Keep is a pretty underrated map, I will say. If you're not picking these up, pick them up. Damn, that's some big mobs. Damn it, I just lost our Mercenary. Didn't think we need to heal him, but we did. Shoot. So obviously some wasted time. Bastion Keep is a very nice map that I encourage you to pick up. Um, there's a lot of different maps that feel different with certain densities. You probably just sort of passively noticed this before, like when you hit big density on certain maps, it just doesn't really feel good. Like the mobs are too spread out still, and you're just like chasing stuff down. But when you really want a good map, it's when you can kind of jump from density to density, and feel like you're killing a big amount with each jump. Bastion Keep is one of those maps that I feel like always feels really good with high density. Um, as long as you're not like a super high physical damage or whatever the other, I think it might have been poison. Yeah, obviously if you're not having to fight with immunities, the map is really good, and I encourage you to learn it, or at least pick it up and sell them to me so I can keep running. But yeah, this is one that just feels really good with density. You'll notice that there's certain maps, like I said, that don't feel good with density. I think one of my primary offenders is what's it called? Sanatorium. Never really feels good to me. I don't like running Sanatorium. I think the density could use some work. I don't know how the developers can adjust how density feels with certain maps. Perhaps just make them like 1 unit. Make the corridors 1 unit smaller or something. I don't know what the answer is, but yeah, it definitely doesn't feel good density wise, whereas this map does. Sewers obviously does feel good density, as you saw. I think that's the exit of the map, so I'm just going to keep doing the rest and come back here. Again, sorry for my voice, I'm fighting cold. So again, you just kind of want to joust in between packs. Just know with this setup, so I'm the build hasn't changed. I know I didn't go over stats and skills. That hasn't changed yet. If you really want to see, you can go to a different. You can check out a different video. Still doing max sanctuary and all its synergies, and then still maxing joust. So now that I'm finally 97, I do have a maxed out joust. So yeah, we're zooming real fast with our joust cooldown reduction with Alma Negra and max joust. So my joust cooldown is very low. How we looking? A little bit of backtracking, obviously didn't do this the greatest. Sometimes if you know you're gonna backtrack, or like there's a section that you missed at the beginning, and you're already near the end, what I'll do sometimes is just finish the map up and then just TP out and go back through the portal and then just finish it that way. I think it's just quicker to just TP back to town and hop into the red portal again. So that's a little time-saving tip I'll show you. Because I think that's what's happening here. I'm pretty sure I missed a section back at the start. So I'm just going to finish this map up and then go back to the start. Another tip I will say when you're mapping, and this goes for anyone, if you're jumping into a pack and you're not moving and you're kind of just staying still, because there's always going to be that time where you like sort of desync a little bit and you're noticing like the pack is not dying as quick as it should. Get the hell out of there. You need to move. Not like I dropped nothing. Usually when you stop for a long time and you don't move, like you're going to die. So that's definitely should be like a alert that goes off in your head, like I need to move. So even just like a minor movement, because what's happening is you probably have a lot of projectiles coming at you, and you don't want that, and you gotta get the heck out of there. So we obviously didn't do this the most efficient way, and we lost our mercenary, and I think my buffs just wore off. So that's fine, but we're doing the talking head map, so I usually am not the greatest efficiency when I'm sitting here chatting away, but just trying to give you some advice on the build, advice on the game as I'm doing it. I think we're done, so didn't do too bad. Yeah, we're done. All right, check our stuff. No, thank you. Keep the MF. I don't know why I save all my MF charms. These are all 7 MFs. Just if I randomly ever feel like making a MF character or just go MFing, which I never do. So whatever. Have them anyway. All right, that is it. That's the build. That's the new showcase. That's a couple small maps for you just to show you what the power and speed can look like. So we're happy with how this character's looking. I don't really think I'm going to change any more gear, as I said, other than a few corrections, minor adjustments. But we're pretty end game. We're at 52. We're grinding to 99. We're 30% into 97, so a little bit more to go. I did die during a Lucian fight yesterday morning, so I lost 10% EXP. I was definitely upset about that, but hey, that happens. Stupid of me to go try to do a boss when I'm, a good chunk into a level. So I'll wait until I hit 99 before I do any more bossing, or maybe 98 and just take a break. But anyway, guys, that's it. That is the build. That's the showcase. That's the maps. So if you enjoyed it, take a look. Or go feel free to like, subscribe to my YouTube, and I'll do more of these. Obviously, if you have any questions or you want to see something else, just let me know, and I'll try to put something together. So that's it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.